In today's video, how to freelance in Canada. My name's Not an Najad, and if you're looking to freelance in Canada, you're wondering about the rules, laws, and regulations of freelancing in a city like this one, or anywhere in the country, I'm here to help. Number one, are you allowed to freelance in Canada if you are an immigrant? Yes. What you're not allowed to do is start a business if you're not a permanent resident. So you can come to Canada, but if you're on like a student visa, you can't all of a sudden just start. Yeah, you love YouTube. Anyway, you can't all of a sudden just start a business. You need to be a permanent resident for that. But what you can do is freelance, and that's where the funny line comes in, because I know people who go to every country in the world and they make an income online. That's freelancing. That's okay. You can come to Canada and you can replicate that. What you can't do is take money out of here and bring it back home. So if you're freelancing worldwide, that's going to be the best model for freelancing here in Canada. So friendly businesses in this respect would be like Shopify stores, e-commerce businesses, digital services that you can market internationally. For example, a lot of my clients are from the US. So you can go anywhere and you can find those services and you can do those things. So it's a busy day in Halifax, Nova Scotia. It's sunny, which means there's going to be more people outside than usual. But when you're freelancing, what you need to do, this is the number one rule for anybody, whether you're a citizen or you're not, you got to track your income. I'm talking about all your income. That's rule number one. How much money you're making, you need to log it. There's this one tool I recommend you use. It's called QuickBooks Self-Employed, or QuickBooks for self-employed people. I actually have it on my phone, so I'm going to link that down below. But what it's going to do, it's going to log your cash flow and your bank account. You're going to connect the two, and then you're going to have the cash flow coming into your bank account monitored. That's income and expenses, which leads me on to the second step. Step number two, track your expenses. It's extremely important that once you make a certain amount of money, you're going to either have to pay into CPP in Canada, that's the Canadian pension plan, or if you're above a certain tax bracket, you're going to have to pay straight, like cold hard taxes. So when you're doing that, you want to make sure that you've calculated your expenses. Do you have business expenses? Do you have office supply expenses, transportation expenses for your business? You want to log them accurately. That means take pictures of your receipts in the app that I recommend you, or just keep them on file so that when you go to an accountant or when you file your taxes by yourself, that you have enough information to be able to put those expenses against what you've earned that year. Because if you don't put them together, you don't actually log any of those expenses, your taxes are going to be extraordinarily high, where you could have got a return or saved money. Now, I recommend you go to an accountant, especially if it's your first time filing here in Canada as an entrepreneur or a freelancer. But what I also recommend you do is learn the basics of taxes. If you're comfortable enough and you're confident enough as a citizen to file taxes yourself, I recommend using a tool called Simple Tax. That's Simple Tax. You can Google it. If you have trouble finding it, remind me and I'll link it in the description down below. I'm gonna head in here and I think I'm gonna grab a burger. It's a really nice day. Most people get ice cream when it's a nice day, but I'm more of a burger guy, so I'm gonna get a fresh cold burger. Look, I found a friend. It's Colin Bullard. Colin Bullard, the new university graduate from the University of King's College. There we go. All right, Colin, have a good day.
Yeah, bro.
So Colin and I were actually talking about the job market here in Halifax, and freelancing is kind of the opposite. I mean, like, you're not working 9 to 5, but at the same time you can combine it with a job that you're doing. So I'm going to give you some advice for freelancers, some things I recommend you do if you're starting to become a freelancer, and I hope these things will help you out. Alright, so I just went inside a Park Lane Mall, had a great burger, and I'm going to be eating some more, but I want to give you a couple tips. As a freelancer, there's 3 things you need to manage. Number one, your schedule. You have to manage how you're going to do your schedule and how you're going to actually do the rest of your life at the same time. It's a big commitment, it's a lot of responsibility, so make sure that's the number one thing you prioritize. The second thing is tracking. Track where your time's going, track your income, track your expenses. All of it. Anything you can track and anything you can actually monitor, the better. Number 3, what you want to do is audit. So after you do all the tracking, after you do the monitoring, you want to audit and see where you can improve. Everyone talks about like the 20-80 rule, so I'm not going to regurgitate it. But what I want you to do is say, okay, where can I improve? Where can I spend time and get the most bang for my buck? So that's what I recommend. Those are some general rules around freelancing in Canada, around tracking your expenses and doing everything, you know, in the correct way, but also about growing and scaling. Again, my name is Nader Najad. If this video was helpful, subscribe and be sure to smash that notification bell. Thank you for watching.